Hello! Today we are going to learn how to hand letter the alphabet using lowercase cursive letters. So print out your worksheet that you can find on my blog and let's get started. We will begin by warming up our hand with some curved line drills. So we're going to start with just the simple upstrokes and downstrokes. And this is great for loosening your hand to get those nice curved lines. And then we'll transition that into a looped warm-up drill. Again, practicing our thick downstrokes and our thin upstrokes. And then we'll just flip that upside down and do it the other way because we see both of these looped patterns with our lowercase cursive letters. And my biggest suggestion with these warm-up drills and all of our cursive letters is to make sure that your wrist is very loose, because if you are holding onto your pen too tight and you're rigid, you are not going to be able to form those curved lines the right way. So the first letter we're going to create together today is an A, and it's a pretty simple letter because it just has a curved downstroke and then another downstroke. So we'll practice that one more time and then we'll move on to a different letter. The next letter we'll form as a looped letter. We're going to use the letter B, which is a loop, kind of like our warm-up drill, and then followed by a downstroke. We'll practice that a few times. And like I said, it's the same exact principle as that warm-up drill, but using the loops. Practice getting those loops consistent because that's one of the things that makes hand lettering look very neat and beautiful. We're going to transition now to the letter D. D can be a little bit of a tricky letter because after forming that first curve, kind of like a C, you have to move the pen over to create the loop. Otherwise, that point where it intersects will be too low. So it's kind of like if we were to create the cursive letter L, we would make sure that we started higher than the base of the letter. And here I'm showing you the opposite. So if you see the difference, the point where the two lines intersect is in the middle of the letter, and that's the principle we're going for with the letter D. So as you work on these looped letters, pay extra special attention to your point of intersection. Make sure that it's higher than the base of the letter so that you can keep those letters really consistent. So now we're going to move on to connecting our letters to create words. And we're just going to start with a simple word. And I like using this word because it helps me make sure that all of my loops are staying really consistent. Kind of like what I was talking about before. We're going to spell the word hello. And again, make sure that as you form those L's, that your intersection is halfway through the letter and not at the base of the letter. And again, kind of like I said at the beginning of this video, it's really important that your wrist remains loose. And with that loose wrist, you'll be able to move across the page without any tension, and you'll be able to form your letters really well, and you'll be able to get some flexibility in your wrist for more complex words in the future. So I'm going to slow down forming the word hello again so you can watch me especially as I write those looped letters. Even on the E, you'll see I move a little bit over to the side before looping back around, and you can see it very clearly on the L's, just to make sure that our point of intersection is in the middle of our letter and not at the base of our letter. So our homework for this week is to write the word hello 10 times. And the repetition will really help you, first of all, get flexibility in your wrist, and second of all, to be able to practice getting consistent loop widths. And we'll talk about that more in a little bit, but practice 10 times, and I will see you in our next installment. Thank you!